It's about the removal of a person's freedom to choose, to work, to marry, all for someone else's gain. Today, we're going to talk about something deeply uncomfortable, something many believe belongs only in history books: modern slavery. It's a harsh reality, and it's happening right now in places you might not expect, including parts of the Middle East. When we think of slavery, images of chains and plantations often come to mind. But modern slavery is far more insidious, often hidden in plain sight. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, exploiting millions of men, women, and children globally. In the Middle East and North Africa, vulnerability to modern slavery is magnified by a complex web of factors: economic instability, ongoing conflicts, climate change, corruption, and systemic discrimination. Hundreds of thousands are trapped, forced to work in construction, entertainment, and even private households. The COVID-19 pandemic only made things worse, increasing vulnerability due to debilitated socioeconomic conditions and mobility restrictions. Let's talk about specific regions. The Arab states, for example, have the highest prevalence of slavery per capita in the world. That's over 10 people per 1,000 trapped in forced labor, sex trafficking, or forced marriage. Saudi Arabia is identified as one of the countries with a high prevalence of modern-day slavery. In these Gulf Cooperation Council countries, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, migrant workers are particularly susceptible to exploitation under the kafala system. This system often ties a migrant worker's immigration status to their employer, making it incredibly difficult for them to change jobs, leave the country, or even travel locally without permission. This purposeful disenfranchisement creates an environment ripe for modern-day slavery, with domestic servitude, construction, and agriculture being common sectors for forced labor. Beyond the Middle East, modern slavery is a global crisis. North Korea consistently ranks as having the worst record for state-imposed forced labor, with a significant portion of its population enslaved. Eritrea and Mauritania also have alarmingly high rates. In Mauritania, chattel slavery, where people are considered legal property and inherited, still exists, despite being criminalized. India, China, and Pakistan, while having large populations, also account for some of the highest numbers of people in modern slavery, often in industries that feed global supply chains. Modern slavery isn't always about physical chains. It's about the removal of a person's freedom to choose, to work, to marry, all for someone else's gain. It includes forced labor, debt bondage, forced marriage, and human trafficking. The fight against it is ongoing, and it requires global awareness and action. It's a stark reminder that while progress has been made, the shadows of exploitation still linger in our modern world.